Now, you think about the Super Bowl, you got the best offense going up against the best defense. With your defense, even though they say San Fran is the best defense statistically, talk about your defense and what to expect from y'all.
I mean, we started off slow. We had some growing pains midway through the season, and I think we really picked up last 6 or 7 games, and I think we'll be ready for the challenge.
What is a challenge going up against San Francisco? You know they have the great running game. How do you stop them?
That's the thing. They want to run the ball. They want to run the ball. It's always going to be line one of any game is to stop the run.
With the running success with the team, seems like you all, it doesn't matter who's in there, and you all enjoy that. Usually running backs, they want the ball. What do you attribute to that?
You know what I'm saying? These are my brothers, and I love them. It doesn't matter who's in there, you know what I'm saying? We go out there and ball, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a team effort. So, and that's why we're here, because we had that bond as a team, not just only us, everybody on the squad. So.
Playing in this role as you speak, what is it like being that guy now that I guess you're the mentor, you know what I'm saying, rather than just the main guy?
No, you're right. It's more that just being a mentor, coaching the guys up, helping out any way possible, you know, being a good example. You know, like sometimes, man, I'm sure I won't be out there playing and getting all these yards, but right now I need to help them guys out. You know, because at the end of the day, we want to win. We want to win Super Bowl. Something that none of us have achieved, and that's what we're trying to do. So that's my role. That's my role.
What have you learned in this position, just being on this team?
Just being a leader. You know, some people say that they can be a leader, but it's another thing to actually do it. You know, putting your ego to the side, doing what's best for the team, not what's best for yourself. That's just kind of the biggest thing I think that matters the most.
Faith winning that decision. I had a lot of faith in what I could do. I had a lot of faith in who I was and the player I could be. You know, obviously, I believe everything happens for a reason, and I didn't think that that was the end for me. I didn't think that was the end of me being a great player and me playing at a high level, and I refused to accept that as a reality. And so the contract was just. It was honestly, I've made more this year in cash than I've ever made in any point in my career, but it's a bad deal. You know what I mean? And that's the part that nobody wants to talk about. Is when I was leaving Seattle and I got cut, I was making $11 million. I just made 12.8 or 12.9 and some change. And I probably make more with the playoff money and the rest of it. And it's not about the money as much as it is about belief and understanding of what I was signing and what I was signing up for, and the belief that the team had in me. And there weren't a lot of teams that called and gave me an opportunity to bet on myself. There were teams that guaranteed me more money. There were teams that would guarantee me $20 million, you know, in the first 2, but they wouldn't give me the opportunity to make more if I was who I thought I was. And making $10 million a year is cool, guaranteed, but then what if I'm an all-pro and I'm a Pro Bowler? Then I'm still making $10 million a year and I'm a Pro Bowler, and I want to be making 13. And that's what the 49ers and John Lynch and Prague understood, and I appreciate them for that.
I wouldn't say that. I just think that Clemson have a foundation and have a group of coaches and a culture there to where we leave there being successful. And, you know, it starts with the kid first, but also the coaches and the organization, the program prepares for these moments. And I think it's really to say that we're definitely great, but it comes from the coach and the program and our families and stuff like that.
From the past, I mean, you got Dallas Clark, Tony Gonzalez, Travis Kelce. You can't watch enough Gronk. You know, I like watching guys that I you know, see a little myself, and, you know, guys that like to have fun, guys that do the dirty work 24/7. I love watching Jack Doyle. I just kind of like what he does in the run game. You know, I love watching Zach Ertz, top of routes, catching the rock. There's just so many guys that do it so well, and no matter who you're watching, you can get something great from each and every guy. Yeah. Oh, wow. You know, I'll probably black out from excitement, and I'll just try to, you know, do it from there. Probably a spike. That's just, you know, an ode to Gronk because he's the best.
I was actually a fan of running backs and safeties. So Brian Dawkins, Ed Reed had to be up there. Warwick Dunn was up there. He was one of my favorite running backs. Probably a good top 3. Mike Vick for sure. He was. Do I what? Oh, if I had to pick one? Well, what are we? What are we talking? Deep dish or regular? Regular. I'll probably go Giordano's for regular.
You don't want to sit there and keep them hyped up the whole time and energized, because they'll be dead by the time you go out. So you kind of sit there and chill for a little bit, relax, because it takes too much time. Then you do a whole warm-up process that our trainers and everyone will take care of to get their bodies back into it. And you almost treat it more like the beginning of a game as opposed to halftime, because halftime usually goes so fast that you barely can even talk to the guys. Now it'll be more like treating it like 45 minutes prior to a game. What's that?
What did we do to coach?
What drove you to coaching?
How much I like football. I've just been around it my whole life, so it's not like my parents ever tried to talk me into coaching. They always tried to talk me out of it. But that's what I did every Sunday with my mom. We just watched football. Every Saturday I played it. I've worked on it all year round as a fan, just looking at stuff, as a player trying to become one. And then I was pretty fortunate to be the son of a head coach where, I was a ball boy for people like Jerry Rice and Joe Montana and John Elway, and got to go to a lot of Super Bowls growing up. And I think I was very blessed to be able to see all that stuff, which is very exciting, and I wanted to provide that for my family also.
Man, you didn't have a bye week this year.
Yeah.
How has these last few weeks helped your body?
It's been good. It's still sore, but everybody's fighting some right now, but I tell you what, a lot of people didn't even put emphasis on it. They can't even think that, truthfully, I probably had the longest season that anybody could possibly have. I played 17 games and I played in the Hall of Fame game. So if you think about that, a lot of people forget that I started training camp like 2 weeks earlier than most teams. So I went all the way to the Super Bowl. So nobody could top the season that I've had. You know what I mean? And my body feels it, but at the same time, speaking to Kobe, I read one of his quotes, and he said, some days, when I wake up in the morning, my back hurts, my feet hurt, my ankles hurt, my knees hurt, and, sometimes I feel like I just want to give up, but in those moments, you can't let that moment take you down. You got to keep going, you got to push yourself, you got to embrace the grind, and so that's what I've done. I've embraced the grind.
When you come in with an offense like this, and you take over a defense, is it any type of relief pressure taking over defense with a great offense?
I'll tell you this, at one time, I thought go somewhere where they score a lot of points, and as long as you have one more point than they do, that's good. But I will tell you this, that only lasts for so long, because as defensive coaches or players, you got a lot of pride too. And our job on the defensive side of football is to not allow them to score. And so we want to keep that total down as low as we possibly can, and hope our offense scores as many as it can. I always tell the offensive coaches, whatever points you're going to get them in the first quarter, because we like to play defense from ahead. It makes it a lot easier.
And now that you have Suggs, when you not collecting him, but when you were able to get him, how much has he helped the defense, and what has he brought to the team?
What he's really brought is a professional atmosphere. I think our guys know Terrell and what he is. He's a future Hall of Famer, in my opinion. And when he walked in that meeting room the first day, sat down and was taking notes, 17-year vet, I think a lot of the guys pulled their pen and pencil out and started taking notes like he was doing. So it's helped a lot in that regard. We value him a tremendous amount.
A few months ago, I guess you'd say, as you went to the Air Force Academy, that there may be a law to where some athletes who are playing at the service academies will be able to pursue their professional sports dreams if eligible or anything like that. What do you think of something like that happening for service academy athletes?
I think it would do really well, not only for those athletes, but for the service academies. I think you get some of your best generals and officers from athletes. And I think one of those things that the football field teaches you, or any other sport teaches you, is how to lead and how to lead under pressure and at a quick time. I mean, you got a few seconds before that play clock hits, and you need to make a decision that affects 10 other people's lives directly in a safe environment. I think it's one of those things where allowing us to go to the NFL, you're going to get more officers and kids that have that dream of the NFL that will never make it, but would make an incredible officer. So they wouldn't have chose the Air Force Academy or one of the other academies if the rule wasn't in place. But because it was, they go there, they don't make the NFL, and then they become incredible officers that makes our Air Force better.
So with you going to one, what was something that's always stuck with you as far as when you got to the NFL?
Say that again.
What's something that stuck with you from being at the Air Force Academy that you took with you to the NFL?
I think a lot of things stuck. I mean, they teach you so much about time management. They teach you leadership skills. They teach you how to work hard, be dedicated, how to really focus your priorities and get a mission done, leadership, teamwork. I think it's a lot of things that really make me a successful NFL player is the assets that I gained being in the military.
You played under Bill McCartney at Colorado. What kind of influence has he had on your coaching career?
Coach Mack has had a tremendous impact on my career, just from being the disciplinarian that he was. Okay, on top of that, he was a leader of men, and he had the ability to bring young men from Detroit, New Orleans, Los Angeles, Houston, okay, Colorado, and brought them all together to understand there's a bigger picture in everything that we want to pursue. And that was the pursuit of excellence in life. Not just to win a national championship, but to be great productive citizens and young men outside of football. It was always a bigger picture. Yes, don't get me wrong. We achieved a lot of things on the football field, but the things that we achieved mostly was just the number of players that have earned their degrees and walking around with success stories. So those are some of the things that are very important. And that's why Coach Mack have always had an impact on not just my life, but numbers of players that I've played with.
Are there any similarities or differences from playing under Coach Mack and then coaching with Andy Reid? Any similarities you've noticed between them?
Two different people, but great leaders. Every leader comes in walk their own different path. Coach Mack walked his path in his own way, and Coach Reid walks his path in his own particular way. They both have a way to compel men to do things that are uncommon, okay? And both of them had a great deal of success of doing it. And so, to me, that makes them special. And how they handle people as well, and making sure that guys understand the big picture. When you can bring a big group of men together to get them to focus on a common goal, okay, and then to go out and pursue it, achieve it, and you watch it, and you see it evolve over time, it's pretty impressive. So, and those two men have done that for a number of years. I know Coach Mack had a tough job with us, but I will say this, he did a hell of a job when it's all said and done with.
I think